So on the far side, in the green top we have Browne, and in the white top we have Bettinelli. We've already seen Lee Harley and Andrew Tallyn earlier today. I believe Lydia Browne is from New Zealand. We saw her at the Pickleball event in Aberdeen warm-up for this event a couple of weeks ago. Slightly unconventional looking technique, but it certainly seems to be able to hit the ball hard. I was wondering whether she came from badminton. I think there's some sort of loose flickiness in her wrist. Look how she's holding her paddle there.
Yeah, from first glance it looks like Bettinelli from tennis with the buggy whip forehand there to start the match.
Yeah, very much so. And again, we're not seeing that pop off that paddle of Andrew Tallyn yet. It took a little while to heat up in that last game we saw on Players Court here.
Browne Bettinelli with a very fast start into this game, able to get a 4-0 lead.
Trying to do a little bit too much. I think you thought there was going to be an early on and then had to adjust.
Yeah, I have to agree. That should have been a backhand all day there, but looks like he was trying to commit for the early, like you say.
Lovely misdirect down the line again there from Browne. Yeah. Absolutely no way that Bettinelli is not from tennis. Looking at that cut volley there. Attempted speed up there on Tallyn. Maybe a little bit low contact point to get success on that.
Can't help but feel if they made it, that was going to catch him off guard though. He was sitting with a very heavy forehand position. Attack to the body proves very effective if you can pull it off.
There's that cut forehand again we saw in the previous game.
Quite interesting from Browne, like you mentioned before, possibly coming from badminton, but there's quite a lot of low backswing forehand volleys that are coming here, which is something usually you only see on the backhand side.
It's just quite quirky, the technique. I remember watching her at the Open thing. It's just when she holds a paddle like that ready before she's about to serve, the openness there. And it's very pendulumy, like when we teach in our curriculum.
And the inside out forehand volley trend continues on the Players Court today. The off pace and the change of direction just catching people off guard and drawing the error.
And the tag there with Lee Harley. I'm not 100% convinced on her paddle. It seems to be making a funny sound when it comes off the middle. It doesn't have that same sound as the others. Maybe it's a foam core. I'm not sure. Certainly it's a model I've not seen before, but it has a very distinctive sound. Slightly muted compared to what we'll hear from the paddles, to say, for example, Tallyn or Browne. And that sounds long. Great play there from all four players. Again, we're seeing that smash not working, Anakin.
Yeah, Bettinelli read that inside out overhead pretty much before he'd even made contact. So very good anticipation, likely from tennis, as we say.
Yeah, that dink pattern there not working in the favour of Tallyn. A taller gentleman can sometimes be hard to get to those low dinks on this court. That has definitely got to be a foam core paddle in the hands of Lee Harley.
Getting almost effortless power on that serve, just hitting the back of the baseline with very little swing.
It just has that muted sound, doesn't it, Anakin?
Yeah, it's more of a thud, rather than a pop as you would get on a normal sort of carbon core.
Good cover there from Bettinelli, but Tallyn equal to the task.
Yeah, very good hands there from Tallyn. He read the poach being going to be hit behind him, which is a very difficult read to make when they're hitting it that hard, but he put it back with interest.
They're ready to cheap exchange of silence again. Tallyn and Harley unable to get off one. Interesting, Harley's got this paddle that seems to generate power, but she doesn't seem to be able to access it at the moment. There's these balls that are kind of around waist high that just aren't getting punished. See there, that ball was above net height and she cuts under it. It exposes the partner to the speed out from Bettinelli there.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't feel comfortable on hitting a backhand volley with topspin, so instead defaulting to the cut.
And again there on the forehand. Just strange, there's all these balls that are attackable that aren't getting cut and put away. They've just been underspun and making another ball rather than attempting to finish the rally.
Yeah.
At this level, you're not going to have that many opportunities to put it away.
You do get the impression that Harley and Tallyn here are playing to not lose rather than to win, with some of these volleys, like you say, not being as powerful as they could be based on the height of the net.
Good initial pick up there by Tallyn, but unsuccessful on the second. Feels like he's trying to protect his partner, Anakin. First kind of spin upon the volley there from Harley.
Interesting that Bettinelli with his forehand. He's finishing over his right shoulder rather than the conventional finishing over his left shoulder. He's able to generate more topspin that way, and it's just dipping the ball, making it difficult for his opponents.
That's an interesting thing. We're seeing more in the female side in the professional game in America. Joanna Bright, Sharon Lee Walters doing that buggy whip style forehand. Certainly something I'm looking to bring into some of the players that I'm working with. For those right side players to really aggressively rip that forehand.
It's very good just to make the ball bounce, isn't it?
And again, that unwind of the stack and that drive ahead, bringing reward to Browne Bettinelli. And that sounds long again. It seems like Harley's got an open face most of the time on that ready position, so it's not good for the counter.
When you've got that open paddle face, you can only really generate slice and able to get much less pace as the ball's going to float, and if you hit it too hard, it's going to go long.
Lovely slow initiation of pace there. All disguise. Timeout called by Tallyn and Harvey.
So at this stage in the match, with Harley and Tallyn being 12-1 down, Rob, what would you be telling them in the coaching corner to try and get their way back into this game?
I think they're at the something and bust phase. You don't have much else to do. You've just got to go for it, because whatever you've been doing so far isn't working. Are you going to throw up a gigantic lob return? Are you going to fire something ridiculously hard that shouldn't be fired ridiculously hard and pray for something to change? Because at the moment, momentum is only one way. I can see Riley O'Connor there just from the sidelines, obviously hailing from around that area with Lily Raspini-Jones all around that West Hart Fulton tennis area, giving them some support from the sidelines. I think it's a big mountain to climb.
So it sounds like they're at a point now they need to play to win, not playing to not miss.
Yeah, the speed ups through the middle are far too good quality. Yeah, and again, getting that ball quick onto Harley. Very fast on his feet to get and take the ball early. They're trying to target Browne and brings up game point. And that goes big in, so a chance now for Harley and Tallyn to get another one on the board. A long way to go. There's one from that big serve. That's one of the ones where he's playing to win. Lovely misdirect down the line.
We've seen quite a few of them today, near to the end of a match, with the lady deciding to hit a few speed ups up the line to keep the male opposite them honest.
And that goes wide, trying again the inside out forehand. Press that voice capture button, Anakin Owen.
I think players are struggling to put the ball away, so they're just trying to find an angle, and sometimes it's easy to overplay the angle and miss.
Yeah, speeding up there off that hot paddler Harley. Again, open paddle face pointing up to the sky. Only going to go one way with the speed up directed that way. Nice location to go behind slow of Bettinelli there. Still game point. And that just goes long off the net cord there, but good hands from Browne and Bettinelli there. Anakin, he didn't get low, did he?
No, and the trend continues, Rob. That really is what separates the 5.0 pluses from the 4.5s. It's the consistency of shot making by using their whole body rather than just their arm.
And there we can see Tallyn slow to establish ready position, not loaded, ball goes in the net. Match point again to Browne and Bettinelli. Yeah, and you can see the big presence of Bettinelli there. Getting to that ball short, ready for the counter that came, and they take victory. 15-3 against a team of Harley and Tallyn and advance to our 35 mixed doubles 4.5 final.